You're listening to BL in the Air. My name is Chy,
And I'm Alex.
and we are your Thai BL drama podcast. Today, we are just going to go through kind of our year end wrap up for our best shows or favorite shows of 2024. We have like a bunch of different categories for different like awards and stuff as well, so we'll just call this our like 2024 award show. But yeah, before we do that, Alex, what's in the air with you?
Um, GMMTV is killing it with shows for me right now.
Uh huh.
I I don't know what happened, but I went from being adamant that I'm not watching anything airing to watching everything as it's airing. Um,
I know. I feel like that's kind of how you have to do it though, because if you just watch one show that's airing, it's just like it's depressing, you know?
yeah, and then avoiding spoilers has been so hard. Like
Mm.
even day of because of the time difference, everything comes out like the morning while I'm at work.
Yeah.
And so then I have to like avoid spoilers or some shows like The Heart Killers, I end up watching everything through
Y-
clips on Twitter and then I go and actually watch the episode. But so I'm watching The Heart Killers, I'm watching Taimpo, and I'm watching Perfect Ten Liners right now. And I have to
Mm.
say, so I knew I was gonna love The Heart Killers because first Katang, Jung Dunk, like peak. It was like perfect casting.
Mhm.
What has really surprised me is Perfect Ten Liners.
Yeah. It really doesn't seem like your type of show.
No, I have been so vocal about how much I am tired of college shows. Like I get there's a place for them, there's a market for them because there's a lot of like BL fans that are much younger than me. I am mid 30s. Um like I get it, which is why I'm like go ahead, keep making it. I don't necessarily need to watch it, but I was like this one, I was like force book. I'm like I'm
Mhm.
here for my force book. It's fine. But we're now in the Perth Santa like saga and I am so committed to them. I love them.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, I'm really surprised at how much I actually really enjoy this show.
I know. I feel like I would like it too. I
I
That's like
think
the one I
so.
haven't started, but is it like is it very like slice of life or is it like do cuz I know like there's different
Yeah.
couples that are focused on is there like I don't know. Like
Yeah, I would say it's definitely more like slice of life.
okay.
Um,
I didn't know if there was
'Cause
like an overall like conflict or something they were all
no,
dealing with.
no, it's so like we're on I think episode 12 is maybe what came out. I think we're halfway is what we are.
Hmm.
Because this one's also 24 episodes long. Um,
Yeah.
but what it is, because it's three different couples, because it's an ensemble thing, but it's everyone gets like their story arc. So instead of doing like an ensemble of like we are, right, which would be
Hmm.
comparable, I guess, but at a shorter pace of where everybody's happening at the same time, it's like the first 8 episodes was all just force book. And it was
Hmm.
like it starts off as like Book is a freshman in college and like it's all about like kind of his freshman year and it's really it's kind of interesting from I don't know if you remember in the trailer we were all a little confused by it because it was
Yeah.
like they had like the attractive men like Facebook page or whatever it was, right? And so they had like that and like that was like a big thing and honestly like it played a part but it wasn't like as big of a part and it's kind of nothing now, right?
Okay.
Like that part's over. So
Yeah, because I was
um
like, it was like if this is like the main plot of the show, I don't know how it's gonna be the whole
yeah,
show. But it makes sense, I guess,
no.
that if it's just like a little portion.
Yeah, because the name of the show, Perfect Ten Liners, actually comes from in like college shows where they always get assigned like a student number, but it's like every
Mm.
year has like the same numbers.
Oh, are they all
So
10?
they're not 10, it's they're perfect 10 because they're all attractive apparently. And so it's a lot of them like how they get together or like even like in a friend group is because they're the same like school number is how it
Mm-hmm.
comes together and that's how a lot of the characters meet and mingle and then it's like classmates of like the perfect 10 liners and so all of a sudden you have like these big friend groups. So like with the first 8 episodes, it was like the first year of school, and now we've moved on to what would be Book's second year of school, but we've also shifted focus onto other ones because like Force and Book are together, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're still in
Yeah.
it, and they still have like stuff that comes up, so they're not. It's not like completely gone. It's not like watching a whole new show.
Yeah.
Um, I will say I struggled in the first few episodes of like episode 9 and 10 because we added a whole new class basically. And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know most of these actors,
Like, here's an ensemble for your ensemble.
right? And I was like, okay, a lot of these are side characters. I don't know who anybody is. I don't recognize any of these actors. I've never seen them in anything else.
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody please help me.
Yeah.
Because it's, it doesn't help everybody's in school uniforms, right?
Yeah. It's
So,
good they give you, like, almost 30 episodes, though, I guess, to,
yeah.
I don't know,
But
catch up.
maybe I'll learn everybody by the end of it.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
fair.
But what about you? What's in the air?
Well, pretty much the same. I've been also watching The Heart Killers and Tampo. I just have not been watching Perfect Ten-Liners. But
One day.
yeah, one day. That was when I was gonna wait longer anyway to like kind of
Hmm.
see the reception before I watched. But like Heart Killers obviously I had to watch from from the jump, and then Tampo I was really excited about too. I think they released like 4 episodes before I
Yeah.
started. And I thought there were more out, and so I caught up to episode 4, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like, I'm caught up already." So, yeah, I have
Yeah.
to wait. But I've been loving both of the shows.
Hmm.
They're very different. Oh, and I'm watching. How could I forget? I'm watching Osan's Love.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Osan's Love Thailand. Yeah, the new one.
I forgot to. GMM has got so much out right now.
I know.
Um,
That's literally like the show I'm most excited for too. Like I I've been loving that show. It's like truly it's so funny, and I just Earth Mix are like my
hmm.
they have my heart. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Tampo
Yeah.
I really like too though. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard cuz they're all such strong shows airing right now. I'm like very excited for all of them.
Yeah. It's GMM TV's coming out strong right now.
They are.
But yeah, Osan's Love is definitely not my style of show, but I've been really enjoying it anyway.
Yeah. I do really like Thai sense of humor.
Hmm.
And so I am like a fan of like some of the more like comedic shows like
Yeah.
um and yeah, it's I don't remember the last time that I've watched a show like this style, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's absurdly funny and extremely cute and just very over the top and like ridiculous.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm just like I'm eating it up right now. I'm like I'm really loving it. That's one where like I've been watching the new episode like the second it comes out. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I guess in that case.
Yeah. While we're on it, let's talk about last year.
Yeah. What did we all watch last year? So I have my list of all my 2024 shows.
Hmm.
Um okay, and I guess just for context for any of the like awards we're handing out, it's only going to be based on the shows that we've watched cuz like
Yeah.
obviously I can't like give an award for a show I didn't watch. So
Yeah.
these are
And
the
this is
ones in the running. I feel like a lot of these we watched at the same time too.
probably. I think there's a few I went rogue and watched without you.
Yeah, they're definitely. I think you have a couple more than me, but
Hmm.
I think the first show I have on my list is 1,000 Years Old, that aired in 2024. That one's kind of rom com in a way. That one's like
Yeah.
the vampire rom com.
Hmm.
I also had 4 Minutes,
Hmm.
so we all know 4 Minutes. If
Yes.
you don't,
We have like 4 hours of content on it.
yeah, we talked a lot about it. Also, Jack and Joker. That one I watched as well. That one's super great. My stand-in from earlier this year, which we will be bringing up a lot for our
Yeah.
awards. I also watched Only Boo, which I think
I
that's one
did
you
not watch
didn't
that one.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is cute, like romance, high
Hmm.
school. Yeah. Okay, this one is in BL, kind of, but I watched Peaceful Property, and you know what? Close enough.
Yeah, it's
So,
close enough. It's fine.
yeah, I'm not
It's
gonna give it
Tenu.
any
It's fine.
awards, but I will give it a shout out.
I would not fault you for giving it awards.
Yeah. That was genuinely like one of my favorite shows of the year. Also Two Worlds from like, God, I don't know, the beginning of this year. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that aired in March to May.
Yeah. That one was like, God, even it was kind of sci-fi-ish, but I don't know how to describe it. There are
Yeah, there
two
was
worlds.
yeah, we had two different universes going. Um, that was some spicy NC scenes in that one.
Yeah. That really kicked off the spacey scenes for
Yeah.
this year, I feel. Because then after that, I was just like, oh my God, so much
Hmm.
ass. But that one started the trend. I also watch Wandeegoodday. That's,
Hmm.
Dr. Boxer. That was a show I liked a lot.
Hmm.
And then finally We Are, which was the
Okay.
ensemble college
I
show.
started that one. I did not finish it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then for shows that I started but didn't finish, I started Love Sea. It looks like I wrote down I got 7 episodes in.
You
I
haven't
never
finished Love Sea?
I haven't. I know.
Okay.
I was enjoying it and then I was kind of like put off a little bit in the middle and then I need to pick it back up.
Yeah, it ends better. The middle when they go from the island back. Okay. Like
Yeah, because that one
there's
I was vibing with the island, but then they go back to the city, and I was like, oh, I miss the island.
yeah,
But
there were some frustrating episodes, but
yeah,
I don't know. My Fort Pete, I love them so much.
I know. I do. I need to finish that for them. And then I guess these are technically 2024 shows, but they're currently airing. But like I mentioned before, Tamepo and Heart Killers.
Hmm.
So, I assume Osan's Love was 2025.
Yeah, because that started like the first or second week
Yeah, it was
of the
like
year.
2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, so those are mine. How about you?
So I watched, I think all of the ones you watched besides Only Boo and Peaceful Property that you
Mm-hmm.
finished. Um, I also watched I Saw You in My Dream, which I wish played more into the dream aspect than it did, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Monster Next Door, which is a misleading title, and I stand by that.
I
Um,
think both of the titles are misleading.
yeah, I mean, I Saw You in My Dream.
Well,
It follows through a little more. The Monster Next Door thing that gets solved in the first like 5 minutes of the show.
yeah.
Like he's a monster for literally like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's not even really a monster. He's just obnoxiously loud. I did finish Love Sea.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched Kidnap,
Mm-hmm.
which is Omling. That was really good too. I actually struggled a little bit to finish that one because it did get slow at some points, but then it picked right back up as soon as I like started watching again.
Mm-hmm.
Also not a BL, but it might as well have been, was High School Frenemy. I
Yeah.
just finished that one like a week ago, and I am this close to starting to be back in my fanfiction era because I miss Nate and Shin so much. Um,
Yeah.
I first off, I don't know what friends confess they love each other as much as these two do.
Yeah.
Especially saying like constantly is just like I love you, and I'm just like okay.
Nothing but like a strong bromance will get you back into fan fiction, I feel.
Right? I'm like I need some fan fiction in which they're together because this is so frustrating.
Yeah, right.
But honestly, amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
I get the hype behind it because it was one of those like whatever like high school drama. I expected like Bad Buddy type of a show,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not.
Yeah, once I heard it was like a remake sort of ish on School 2013, I was like, okay, I'm sold. Like I watched the show over a decade ago, but like I
Mhm.
remember really liking it too.
Yeah, so I haven't seen School 2013. That's a Korean show
Mhm.
if you're unfamiliar. Um and so I had no idea. I think I was maybe like 4 or 5 episodes in when I finally caught it because they make a note that it's like based off of that like at the very end, and I hadn't been paying attention to the credits, and it popped up and I was like, "Wait a second."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I also watched OMG Vampire,
Mhm.
which I don't remember, so whoops. That one came out I think really early in the year too. That one came out May to July, so maybe not that early, but um
That was like a lifetime ago.
yeah, a lot's happened since then.
It really has.
'Cause that was like right at the start of the podcast, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, and then I also watched To Be Continued, which I also don't remember.
I know nothing about that.
That one was in February is when it started airing. And that one, it's Fluke and Junior were the leads. So
Oh.
yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I watched this Love Doesn't Have Long Beans.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
forgot about that show. Dang.
yeah, it was different than what I expected, but I liked it.
Mhm.
Um, and then I watched Century of Love. I love my
Yeah.
daou and off-road so much.
Oh my god. This is just making me think of all the shows that I need to watch.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that one. That one's
Mhm.
a good one. And so that was all the shows that I finished.
Okay.
Um,
Dang. Quite a list.
yeah, the ones I didn't finish are We Are. I made it 11 episodes. I will eventually finish it
That one's what, like
because
15?
it's 16.
16. Dang.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
I love Pon and Poohin. I love
Mhm.
the rest of the cast. I'll eventually watch it. It's just college shows.
Yeah.
I graduated. How old am I? I graduated 12 years ago. Um,
Mhm.
like the college shows are a little hard for me to connect with.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
then the other one that I haven't finished is Deep Night.
What is that?
And it's about like a club, like a host club, I think. I think that's the one that's a host club. Yeah.
I don't even know about this.
Yeah. So it's only 8 episodes. Um, I made it 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It wasn't bad. It just 8 episodes is a lot.
Is it like Playboy kinda?
It's better than Playboy. We're
Okay.
not gonna offend it that much. But yeah, I think that's it. Besides, of course, what's still airing right now, like Perfect Ten Liners and Tampo and Heart Killers.
Yeah.
So, so that's what we have to pick from. I think everything I pick from is stuff that I finished completely because I don't think it's fair to rate something I haven't finished.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of just left out the ones that are currently airing and stuff too. Also, we were going to each pick, like, do our picks for all of these categories, but we had, like, the same opinion for almost all of them. So we're just gonna
Hmm.
do, like, a joint award.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's maybe like one or two that we like deviate.
Yeah. So otherwise, it's like, we have pretty similar opinions. So,
Hmm. That
yeah.
doesn't surprise, or yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So to start off with, I would say best new ship. We got some really good ships this year. So new
Yes.
ships would be like Jess Bible, Uppoom, Great Inn. I'm sure there's more than that I can't think of.
Yeah, there's Sea
Um,
Keen. They were the ones in Only Boo.
mm,
Yeah.
so, and we are in agreement on this one though of Uppoom.
Yeah.
I love Uppoom so much.
Yup.
Um, we are gonna get another show from them because I with so they were the couple in My Stand-In. If you haven't seen it, um, I was so scared that that was gonna be like a one-off thing because they're not from the same company, right?
Hmm.
So they're like Up is from Just Up, which I thought was his company, but I'm not sure now.
You would
Um,
think if it's just called Just Up, but
right? I saw like an
uh,
article that mentioned something about other actors or something, so that's where I got a little confused. And then I don't even know what company Poom is under.
mm-mm.
Um,
He might
but
just,
neither,
yeah, who knows?
yeah, but they're neither of them are under like the company that did My Stand-In either. So like there's this whole like circle of like it's not like everybody's under like Beyond Cloud or GMM or something like that, right? So it's like
Yeah.
but then they like got an official like fandom name and stuff like that and I was like, "Oh, okay. We're sticking together." And then they announced a new show together. So, we're
Yeah.
safe.
That's good.
I
I feel
don't
like coordinating things is always a little bit harder if they're not
yeah.
like under the same company. But I'm also like so happy that they have another show too. I just, oh my God, magic was made during my stand-in.
It
Like I
really was.
just their like dynamic in that show was just so like captivating to me
Mhm.
because it wasn't great, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's pretty toxic, but also in a way that's like definitely explored. And it's
Mhm.
very, they're just both very flawed characters. And so it was
Yeah.
very like compelling to see them get together in that show.
Yeah.
And also the fact that we don't have any other shows from them, like, it just made me want like so much more, and I just wanted to like see them more and like, you know, their personalities outside of acting, and also just like what else they would do on, you know, in another show. So,
Yeah. And then to think we almost didn't get uppoom because
mhm.
Poom was like late to the audition or something like that.
Yeah, that would have
Because
been devastating.
right, like imagine what we would have like not had all of a sudden.
I
Um,
know.
but yeah, I'm so glad that he made it to the audition and Up agreed to stay late.
Yeah. So yeah, they're very
Um,
deserving of best new ship. Um, Although I guess for special mention, I also really liked Great Inn, who were
mhm.
the leads for wandeegoodday. Which we
Yeah.
were both kind of surprised that that was the first show they ever did together, because it
Yeah,
doesn't feel like
I
it.
I didn't realize that they were a new ship until you mentioned them as a special mention in our notes.
Yeah, no, I literally like because I was going through my shows and I was like, I don't think these two have ever been paired together before, and I like literally had to go check because I
Mhm.
also thought that, you know, they just seemed like seasoned pairing,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Yeah. I think my runner-up would be Jess and Bible from 4 Minutes.
Yeah.
I them together is everything.
Yeah,
There's-
I really like them together too.
Watching them together outside of the show has been so much fun because
Mhm.
like Jess has just been all about Bible. It's so funny. At first, Bible was like really into it. I'm like, yeah, he knows me, guys. That's my partner now, right? Like, whatever. And it's like the most recent like BOC like company event thing they did. Jess was again going on about Bible about something, and Bible just looked so done. I'm like, we all got it.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Yeah. I love that for them. They're both very much like in the public eye, I feel. So,
Hmm.
yeah. They're they're both, I don't know. They're it's just like having two like it feels like having like just two great like celebrities
Hmm.
come together to maximize their joint slay. It was
Yeah,
like this is perfect.
yeah. For the fact that that was Jess's first BL, that
Mhm.
was like that's a tough role to take on as a first time. Like the
Yeah.
amount of NC scenes they had and like what those NC scenes were, like that was a lot.
They were putting
But
our
he
man
did
through
great.
it.
Yeah, I would not have been able to handle that as my first. I'm like, I
No,
need something a little fluffier.
I think about that all the time too, especially like when I'm watching like NCC, I always think about how like I cannot do that.
No,
Like there is no way. I think I would struggle to like kiss a person on camera, much less like be half naked and like pretending to have sex with people. I'm just like in front of a whole like I don't know, crew or whoever's in the room, but it's
yeah,
fake. I don't know.
yeah.
I'd be
I
so
like I
embarrassed.
I know the actors talk a lot about how like because everyone always like, oh, how do you not catch feelings? And it's like it's not as romantic when you're actually on set because you have a whole bunch of people staring at you. I'm like, I would still catch feelings. I know myself. I would absolutely still catch feelings.
I feel like I'd just be so awkward and like self-conscious that it would just be a horrible like just other people would be able to see that from watching too. It'd just be like a bad scene.
We would be the fish kisses.
Yeah, you know what? I've now I've come back around to the fish kisses cuz I don't blame them. That would be me.
Yeah. I mean, put me in like a Chinese show or a Korean one where the girls are always doing the fish kiss.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
that's me.
I could
Yeah.
do that at least.
So I just won't look up any reviews of it because I know what everyone's gonna complain about.
uh guys, I was nervous, okay? And then I guess for well, did you have a special mention at all for that one or
That was just Bible.
oh, just Bible, duh.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
great. I was like, also like, oh, that was my special mention.
yeah.
We also had a category for best overall ship. So the last one was just new. Like this is the first year that they've worked together. But what did you think?
I struggled with this one a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I think yinwar with Jack and Joker.
That's such a good pick.
It is their chemistry is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then Jack and Joker, and then I honestly their dynamic like off camera cracks me up too because like War will lean into the shipping a little bit, right? And Yin just polices everybody. He's like no, because that's like they went to see the
Northern Lights.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
They went, but they took like their managers with them, right? And so somebody was like tweeting about how like Yin and War are dating because like Yin is like straight up we're not dating, right?
Mhm.
And it's fan base is playful about it, right? Like we this is it's all joking. It's I don't think most of us are serious about any of it.
Mhm.
But they were like, "Oh yeah, they went, to the Northern Lights together and they did all this, so clearly they're dating." And Yin found the tweet and he goes, I was there with the like the two managers, whatever. Am I dating them too? Like
Yeah.
just straight up, and I was like, oh gosh, like
I-
it's all playful from everybody, but it's just so funny to see.
yeah. It's funny how he just like he's like no nonsense, just like
Hmm.
shuts it down.
Policing the fan base
Yeah.
to the extreme. It's so funny. I love it. The
Yeah.
dynamics great.
Yeah, I would definitely say them or again uppoom.
Yeah,
They're so good too.
yeah.
But
Uppoom would be my runner up.
yeah. Yeah. I would agree with you. I don't
Mm.
really I mean, of course there were a lot of other ships that were good, but those are the ones that definitely stand out to me.
Yeah. So Yinwar, hopefully we get another show from them. They haven't talked about anything, so
Yeah.
um.
Well, we still have something coming for Jack and Joker apparently
Yeah,
that we don't
it's
know, but well, we
so
kind of do,
yeah.
but
Yeah, we kind of know, we kind of don't know. Because I feel like, so it's coming out on February 22nd, and I think this will have aired before then. Um, but so it's, it looks like it's just going to be a special episode. Is like
mhm.
what the vibe is, but then one of the cast members from the show tweeted something or posted on Instagram something about a season two.
Yeah. So we're
And
confused.
I would love a season two because honestly, Jack and Joker are incredible characters. Like,
Yeah. I'm kind of okay, definitely special episode I think like confirmed. But I
yeah,
wonder if he like leaked season 2 or if he was just like teasing or if he was just being hopeful.
I have
That's the
no
part
idea.
that I'm not really sure about.
Yeah, that's we got no clarification. Nobody else has said anything. It was just that one like Instagram post. Um, so I have no idea. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm pretty sure what's coming on the 22nd is just special episode because I think it's wedding. So
God damn. Okay.
yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder what
So
season 2 would even like be about. I kind
I
of
don't know.
as much as I love the characters, um I don't want them to go through anything else like bad.
Yeah, that's fair because they went through a lot, like
Yeah.
a lot. Um,
So I'm like, okay, I don't know. I want them to just like, if they don't give us more content, then it's just like there's nothing else canon, which is like fine with me. But
yeah, I guess I'll just rewatch Jack and Joker again. Um,
yeah, I
so
know.
I think like halfway through the show while it was airing, I think I was like, okay, I'm gonna rewatch it now, which I never do.
Yeah, it's
um,
impressive, honestly.
yeah. So
But
for our next category is best side couple. There's only one answer for this for me. Like there's nobody else.
yep.
And that's Thor and Fluke in wandeegoodday.
Yes. Yeah, they were the um.
Is the
So
brother? Yeah.
yeah, the one of the main characters was a boxer, and then his brother, and then his brother's boyfriend. That was that side couple, and oh
They
my
were so
god,
good.
they were so cute, and I'm really happy that the show like gave them a good amount of like airtime.
They really did for being like a side couple.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they they had a lot more screen time than I expected to like dive into their relationship because it wasn't even like them getting together because they were together the whole time, right?
Yeah, they were together
So
from the beginning to the end.
so it was just kind of like them navigating like some of the struggles that came with that.
Yeah,
So
and they were just like, just in general, so like supportive of each other, and so
hmm
like just like unconditional love and support, and they were just like, I don't know, they definitely felt like a long-term couple in the way
hmm
that they would just like they were comfortable around each other and also comfortable to like tease and make fun of one another, and yeah, it was
yeah.
just very like a very domestic relationship, which usually like because in BLs, in romance in general, the main point of a romance show is like typically the main couple like meeting and falling in love from there. It's like getting together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as often that you have a couple that has just like, oh, we've been together for like 5 years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was really cute to see.
Yeah. So I don't know that there's any plans for them to have any other show right now.
I don't think
So
so either. And I
yeah,
really, really wanted them to.
yeah, because they were. I don't think they were like super super popular in the show, but
Hmm.
I don't. I don't think either of them are paired with anyone else either. So there's hope, maybe.
Yeah, I know. Because I know Great and In have a show scheduled
Mm-hmm.
for next year or whatever. It's on
Yeah.
the docket. But yeah, Thor and Fluke, they were one, like, I think I put them in, like, my predictions or, like, my wish list of shows
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to be, like, announced, and I didn't see them in there. So I don't know. Hopefully they, like, pop up as, like, the side support characters in another show at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Um. So next category is best support character.
Hmm.
Did you have a pick for this one?
Same as you. We were gonna pick also from wandeegoodday, Drake. um who was Wandy's best friend in the show. Um
Also,
he
he's Ace.
Yes. Yeah,
So.
he's a doctor, he's an asexual character, and spent he first of all, he was just like hilarious. Like he was just the funniest character, but he also was just like I don't want to say he was like explaining asexuality, but he was like definitely a good one of the only
Mm-hmm.
representations that I've seen in a show in general, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um so like that was really cool cuz he was very comfortable and confident in himself and his identity in a way that like I don't know, I've just like not seen before in an ace character.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he was really neat.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. Drake in any show is great, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he's in Tampa right now, and honestly, so I see a lot of like content like on TikTok with him and Sammy together, and they are so funny together.
Oh my god. Whoever put him and Sammy together, they're a genius. Like
Right,
I
for
love
real.
seeing them like together.
They match each other very
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, they do. But yeah, I mean, people meme about how Drake's in every BL, every
Mhm,
GMM TV show, and he is.
he is.
But like every time I see him, I'm like, that's
I get
Pookie
excited
right
when I see
there.
him. Yeah.
I do too. I was watching. He's in The Player too, just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Like every goddamn show, no matter the genre, like Drake will be there, and I need that kind of stability in my life.
Speaking of actors that are in every show, Mark today.
uh,
First off, I love Mark.
I love
Um,
Mark.
but I saw some TikTok today about Mark, and somebody in the comments was like, "He's my number one. Hear me out." And I went on such a rant on Twitter where I was like, "He's not a hear me out. Learn what a hear me out is." Like, I'm
What?
personally offended.
um, Mark is one of my like top crushes in
Right?
TBL. Like, I would be lucky to be able to pull that man. Are you kidding? That's a
Right? Like
crazy thing to say.
I would be the hear me out there, right? Like I saw that and I was like, absolutely. And I went on such a rant on Twitter where I was like, of all like I've seen some really dumb hear me outs, right? Like a lot where
Yeah.
everyone will be like a normally like a attractive like person, and I'm like, okay, like that's not a hear me out. You guys are dumb, whatever. But that one I just took so much offense to,
That's so offensive. I love that man so much.
right?
Yeah, I definitely he's one of my like top crushes and for Thai actors, like
Absolutely.
100%.
Which is why I was like, no, 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 no. I'm like, you are not about to slander Mark Packman like that.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right?
Oh
Mark
my
Patton
god.
as a hear me out. Like, are you kidding me? Um,
Someone Oh I'm gonna meet me by the bike racks. I
Right?
got some fighting words for you.
So, not to commandeer the podcast, but I was reminded of that because he's also in literally everything. But
Yeah.
he's a lead and he has a ship now, so I
Yeah.
have a feeling I know what my answer for best new ship next year is gonna be.
Oh,
Um,
that's so true.
like that's already decided.
You know what would be funny though is if they shipped Mark and Drake together because they're just like
That'd be so funny.
the side characters in every show. That would be so funny if they're just like, yeah, fuck it, just like give them their own show. But
Right.
then also all of the side characters are played by Mark and Drake still, like
It's
just
just it's
disguised.
just all as them.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the show of a lifetime.
Okay, so next time GMM puts a call out for plots, where they next time they do that, where you get what, like $100 if they pick it or something like
Yeah,
that.
so they
Um,
they put out a thing where you give them your plot, you get $100, and you get zero of the royalties for the rest of forever.
yep,
So,
and people did it. Good for them, I guess.
you know what? That's
Um,
something that I am willing to. I would pay them $100 to make that, to be honest.
right? I'm like,
So,
I chip in money for that. I'm like, how do we?
yeah,
I feel like Mark would be on board for something like that.
I think so.
I don't know Drake as well, but I feel like
Yeah,
Mark would be up for some shenanigans. Like
yeah.
even if it was like a mini series where it was like 5 like 10-minute episodes or something like that, you know? Um,
Yeah, start the GoFundMe. I'm there.
well, that's link in bio. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding, guys.
Oh, that's so true.
But yeah, no, that'd be fun. But I will say with Mark and is it Ohm? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, different Ohm.
Different Ohm. Another Ohm.
Uh, that's the first time I've ever seen anyone be able to like shut Mark up.
Hmm. He needs
So
that.
yeah, the pairing is perfect.
Yeah.
Which they let Mark pick, so which I appreciate. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to see how like some of those dynamics happen.
Yeah. It's funny because now I'm already thinking ahead to like my favorite shows of 2025 that none of them
It's
had
gonna be a
aired
heart
yet, but
killer.
I'm like looking forward to so many.
Yeah, there's hints of certain shows finally gonna start production, and oh, I'm
Hmm.
so ready.
Yeah. I feel like since we did best support character, we should also pick our favorite character.
Oh, favorite character overall?
Yeah.
Joke.
Yeah, that joke. Same, but I was like, I can't not give Joke's character a shout out. From Jack
Yeah,
and Joker, of course.
that's really funny. That one wasn't even like planned in like us talking, and we still picked the same
Yeah.
one.
He was just, oh my god, such. I mean, we both really liked Up too,
Yeah.
but I fell in love with Joke's character so fast. Just the way that he's just like so funny and he's always wearing all these disguises but
He's a
he's
very
very.
dynamic character though,
Oh
'cause
my god, yeah.
he's so caring and he's so like emotional, honestly.
Mhm.
And like all he really wanted was like family.
Yeah, he's like he was just so impulsively like empathetic.
Hmm.
Like empathetic to the point of like fault, like
Yeah.
constantly.
Like it got
And
him in a lot of trouble.
oh yeah. And I just thought that made for such an interesting character.
Hmm.
Um because I love when like you have a character who is like so good at like so many crazy things because he was like a scammer and he was good at like hacking into things and sneaking into places and all these plans, but he also had some very deep like flaws.
Hmm.
And I just hate when characters, this is less in shows and more in like books and stuff, but when you have a character who's just like the best at everything and like it's so untouchable and it's just like it's boring then. But
This
I
is me
thought he
when I
was.
used to write fan fiction.
Yeah.
My self insert.
Yeah, I honestly I think that's what it is like most of the time. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, he was such a well-balanced character. I
he
loved
was.
him.
Yeah, I will say I thought my stand-in was gonna be like my answer for everything until
Mhm.
Jack and Joker came out, and then I was like sitting there, I'm like, I don't know which one I like more, because I think
Mm.
because I'd started watching Jack and Joker before you, I think,
Yeah. I
and so
yeah.
I
I was
remember at
gonna
one
wait till
point,
it was done and then I couldn't do it.
Yeah, because I remember at one point going, I think this beats my stand-in for me. And I remember you being like, what?
Yeah.
And
I
I was
was
like,
like,
no, really. I would put them maybe equal. We'll get to that later.
yeah.
But but yeah, it's tough because Yin and War, like War,
Hmm.
I just love War as a person too. He does like the pottery videos. Like I could watch that man just make pottery all day.
Yeah. And then next we
Oh.
had best OST. I didn't really have an answer for this because I don't know why. I just don't really pay attention to like OSTs.
Oh, I will say as a whole soundtrack, it's not BL, but I'm counting it anyway. It would be High School Frenemy.
Oh,
The like
okay.
in the entire one, it's none of it's like Thai really. Like there might like I think Sky and Nani had like one song, like the end credit song or whatever. But like just like all the songs I used for it was just it was so good.
Hmm.
Um I actually went and like pulled like a playlist from that so I could listen to it. But for actual like OST from like actor War's OST for Jack and Joker,
Mm,
I really like that song. I listened to it a lot more than I thought I did by the end of the year.
yeah.
But that's it's more on like the emotional side again, and that's the type of music I listen to. So
Yeah. I feel like because most OSTs are a little bit more slower and more
yeah,
emotional sometimes, and I just like don't listen to slow music at all. So
yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
was
I mean,
like, I just like I was like I can't really think of any that I don't know.
yeah, that was the only one that stood out this year, because like I know from 2023 it was Only Friends. It was
Hmm.
Cow Tongue's OST, and then he has the intro song for the Heart Killers, and that's really good too. I really like that
Yeah,
one.
that one's good too.
Um, Actually, so all four of them in Heart Killers are gonna have OSTs, right? So we've gotten three out of the four already. Um,
Oh.
yeah, so because we have Cow Tongues, we have Firsts, and I think we got no, we haven't gotten First. So we got have Cow Tongues and we have Dunks, I'm pretty sure, and we sort of have Jungs. Like it's they've played it in like the show because it's like on the end credit song now. And I think the
Oh.
music video's out, but it's not on streaming yet. Like it's not on Spotify, and it's driving me nuts because honestly, it's really good.
Mm.
And I'm like, I need it. And I know June tweeted a prayer circle at some point of like streaming for his song, and I was like, oh, GMM, come on.
Oh no.
Um, and I think we're getting firsts next week.
Okay.
So I think is what the anticipated schedule is. I don't know how people know these things.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so
Yeah, I'll have to listen to them all once they're out on Spotify because I don't know why, but like when I watch a show, the music just kind of like melds into the atmosphere as a whole. I just don't really pay like particular attention unless it's like the theme song. And I will
mhm.
say the only theme song I like really remember this year is the one for My Stand-In. And that's because it's just so out of left field. Like it just like in my opinion, it just like doesn't really suit the show.
Mhm.
But so that's the only one I remember.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
because
I
I
mean,
loved it or hated it, but I was just like, it's just like a guy. He's just like wailing,
yeah.
like so like dramatically, and I was like, okay, sure, pop off,
Yeah.
sir.
I'll say a lot of times I skip through like that. Like I'll watch like the intro to like a show like once and then I skip through it after that.
That's what I do
So
too.
I miss that, but so I'm like it's because like with Heart Killers like it's Cat Tongue, so I know that one. I had that one on loop for like days.
Hmm.
Um
Yeah, that's a fun song. I would
and
probably
then
pick that, I guess.
yeah. And then um just with other ones like I don't know. I'm always looking for new music. So I'm always like even during shows I'm like got my phone out to like Shazam or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, so um so next category we have is best kiss.
Yeah, we agreed on
Oh,
this one as well.
yeah, can't say I'm surprised.
No, we're gonna give this to congratulations Yinwar from Jack and Joker for kissing the best out of everyone this year.
Yeah,
You really deserve it.
specifically like that first kiss after they like admit they have like feelings for each other, like
Hmm.
that with like the spin the bottle whatever truth or dare whatever it was, that scene,
Hmm.
like that kiss.
Yeah, so good. That one I
So,
was like, okay, I feel the passion here.
hmm Yeah, that one, I still constantly see clips of it on Twitter. Like, nobody has let that one go. I
Mm,
think a lot of people would say that was the best kiss of the year.
yeah.
I feel like my runner-up would probably be a Love Sea kiss. I don't know which one. Maybe the
Oh.
shower?
Ooh, yeah. Or on the beach.
Yeah,
That one too.
yeah.
Loveseed did have a lot of really good like kisses and stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say either the shower scene or the beach, more on like the picnic blanket, right? That one, I think.
Um, I don't remember if there's a blanket or
Or
not. I feel like there might just be in the sand.
okay, but that was
There.
like at night or whatever, right? I think. I don't remember anymore. There. Wait,
Oh,
wait, wait.
I
Which
think
which
it's a
kiss
different
scene are?
one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think this was right before the shower.
Okay.
The one I'm
Yeah,
thinking
you're the
about
one
is
with the cut on the hand. That one, like around that time.
yeah,
Okay, I forgot about that one.
yeah. There's a kiss in
Yeah,
there. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
There's
There
definitely
is.
other stuff, but there's certainly there's a kiss in there.
Yeah, yeah. I think the shower scene might be my favorite from that one though.
Mhm.
Someone it was so unexpected.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out
Yeah,
to
I'm
our
trying to think.
actors.
Oh.
I know. Yeah. I
Um,
don't know what else. I mean, there are
yeah,
plenty, but
yeah. No, there's a lot, but it's favorite is definitely because there's so much emotion in that kiss between Yin and War.
mhm.
There's because that there's a lot built up to that and a lot of finally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love. I'll admit it. I love me a slow burn. Like,
Hmm.
I'm. I'm a big fan. I feel like usually the payoff is worth it.
Yeah, so like with Jack and Joker, I like the relationship was a slow burn, but there's so much other stuff happening,
Yeah. Exactly.
which helps because it's one of those I get frustrated, I think, with a slow burn when it's just slow burn and like all it is will they, won't they for like eight
Mhm.
episodes. Um,
I'm okay with that even, but yeah, I totally
no,
see what you mean.
yeah, I get so frustrated. I think that's like the one thing that frustrated me about High School Frenemy was knowing that there's no payoff, right? Because they
uh.
built like there's so much built up of like obviously they're together. Like
Mhm.
the way they're talking is not a friendship together. Like they're
Yeah.
talking about being together forever. Like okay.
Yeah. I feel like my brain is good enough about just like filling in that like I don't know. I think sometimes if I watch like a bromance, to me in my brain I just like lock in romance fully and I'm just like, yeah, like
Yeah.
there's payoff because they were together the whole time, duh. They were in
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. I guess so. High School Frenemy was my first bromance,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I still loved it.
Yeah.
I cried so hard with it.
Yeah. Oh.
Um, but yeah.
That could be a category. What show did you cry the most while watching?
Oh gosh. I don't actually know.
Me neither.
What did I cry watching?
I would say I think maybe the only show that I like teared up a little bit was Peaceful Property.
Oh.
So there we go. There's my Peaceful Property nom.
You know, my show is gonna come out of left field. I know what it is. I know which one made me cry the most.
What is it?
1,000 Years Old.
Oh yeah. That's so funny. Because I know the part that you cried at, and it was also the same part that I was like laughing at. Uh, which I know, like, no one's watched this show. And I know that because we did an episode on the show, and, like, no one's listened to that episode because no one's watched the show. But, like, I seriously recommend 1,000 Years Old.
Yeah.
Which, oh my
Yeah.
god, the next category.
Most underrated show
Yeah.
is 1,000 Years Old.
Yeah.
It's we did an episode, so we talked about this,
Hmm.
but it's campy and it's not like the greatest production ever by any means. There's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot
Hmm.
of stuff that doesn't make, but it's honestly it's so fun. Like if you need
Yeah.
something where you can turn your brain off and just watch and have a good time, it's a perfect show.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, like, my pitch for this show is that if just, like, know what it is, like, when you're going
Yeah.
into it so you're not, like,
Hmm.
disappointed. It's like an absurdist, like, heartfelt show where it's ridiculous and like crazy things will happen and like nothing will be explained. But I feel like if you like a lot of like anime sometimes is kind of like that, you know? So if
Yeah.
you're like kind of used to that, where it's just like some of the just like it'll always be interesting because there's always some like whack shit happening, even if it doesn't directly contribute to the storyline. But I do think like the two characters in there, I don't remember their names, but
Hmm.
I thought they had like great chemistry. I thought it was really cute. It was silly. There's vampires, there's ghosts, there's aliens maybe. Who knows? You'll have to watch to find out. But yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely the most underrated, but also the ending made me cry.
Yeah. And the ending made me laugh because it is kind of absurd, but like I think either reaction to it is like very like understandable.
Yeah, no, they both make sense. I cry real easy anyway, but I just at that point I was like so invested in these characters.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a crazy ending. I've like I've never seen a show do that before, and I probably will never see it again.
No, and I see a lot of the cast still on like social media, like BB that plays one of the vampires is constantly like streaming on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's been playing a lot of video games lately. I don't know what he's been playing, but I see him pop up a lot.
Hmm.
And then he and the other guy that played a vampire, I can't remember his name right now. Um, they just did like a PR event together somewhere. So at
That's
least they're
cute.
still hanging out because I don't know
Yeah.
what company anybody's under. It's Shane that plays Pun.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, he and Shane did something together recently.
Yeah, that's good.
So
Cause yeah, I loved.
maybe we'll get shows.
I know. I would love to see them and like the rest of the cast together in some other
Hmm.
show sometime. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, honestly. Like I had like no expectations going in and I was personally pleasantly surprised, but I know some people have certain expectations going in, especially it's a vampire show, you expect it to be like edgy whatever. It's not. So just like, I don't know. Don't be disappointed. It's really good.
Yeah, because like OMG Vampire was kind of the same way of it was campy, honestly.
Mhm.
But A Thousand Years Old is definitely a show that needs more attention.
Yeah. I agree. The my drama list rating, don't let that scare you. It's criminally low
No.
and I don't understand.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I think I probably gave it like I think I gave it an 8 as well.
Yeah, but it's one of those like I kind like I get why people like it has a 6.3 right now. Like I get why it's rated that,
Mhm.
but I went in I think with the expectation of this is gonna be kind of weird.
Yeah. It
Um,
definitely lives up to that.
right? Because it's not like GMM, it's not Beyond Cloud, it's not, whatever else. It's some smaller company. And it's a lot of actors that don't have a whole lot behind them. Like I was scrolling through, like BB's been in like a couple shows, and then Opal that plays the non-vampire
Mhm.
male lead. This is like the only thing he's done,
Yeah.
right? And then Shane was a like side character in My Engineer, and he had like a couple other shows I hadn't heard of, and
Hmm.
so a lot of actors that maybe don't have like the same experience or whatever. But honestly, for what it was such a good time.
Yeah. I had a blast watching it.
Hmm. Um,
Do we want to move into our top 3 favorite shows then?
yeah.
Okay. Um okay. We have a very similar list but a little different. So,
Hmm.
for me, I'll start at number 3. Let's both
Okay.
start at number 3.
Okay. Oh God, I don't know that mine were in any order.
Oh shoot, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll just go through them then.
We can get started at 3. I'll force myself to rank them.
Okay. I'll start with mine so you can think. But
Okay.
my third favorite show of the year is wandeegoodday,
Hmm.
which we've mentioned before. It's the show where a doctor meets a boxer, and I think this show did such a good job. So it's like a kind of friends with benefits thing for a while. But I think the show did such a good job at establishing tension. Like, I feel like when you have kind of a premise like that, where the characters at the very beginning of the show, they kind of like hook up, and then, now you have the rest of the show to fill, it's easy for it to be kind of boring. But
Hmm.
they managed to have, like, little conflicts and tensions throughout the whole show where it wasn't just them like falling in love and getting together. It was kind of this like, back and forth for a long time, but in like the best way, because their relationship's kind of like kept a secret and stuff for whatever reason, and then it's also kind of like a fake dating plot to it as well. And so I thought it was just done really well. It was
Hmm.
cute. I like the premise of like, I mean, it wasn't like a college show, whatever, but like I've seen some like doctor shows. I don't think I've seen any boxer shows, but just kind of the
No.
combination of two like, you know, mid to like late 20s, like working people who have very different lives, kind of like combining their lives and just all the
Hmm.
chaos that goes with it. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, I did like it a lot, but it
Yeah.
is not my top three.
That's okay. I I understand fully because
Yeah.
the one that you put on there that I didn't, I was really close to adding. What is your number three?
So my number three is 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that I had to watch it twice to understand it, and then we had to talk for like 5 hours to understand it, Simone did an incredible job with this show, I think.
Mhm.
The plot was so unique, and it was because I thought for a while I thought it was gonna be some sort of parallel universe thing, and
Mhm.
but with it being like the 4 minutes where you're dying,
Mhm.
basically, um, I am curious and mildly concerned what's gonna happen with 8 hours, the season two. Because going from 4 minutes to 8 hours, I'm like, what are we doing for 8 hours? Are we in a coma for 8 hours? Is that what's happening?
That's what I was thinking.
So I'm very curious what's gonna happen next.
Mhm.
Um, because it's one of the shows where I'm happy we're getting a season two, but it didn't really need one. I felt we had pretty good closure at the end of this one.
Yeah.
So I'll be interested in that. But it's just the acting was really good from everybody, not just from like Jess and Bible, but from Fuai and
Oh my
JJ
god,
and
Fuai
Haas
like
and
was phenomenal. Like
he was.
genuinely.
I was really surprised because he is so young. He's what, 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, pretty much.
and that was a very tough character, I would say, right? Like
Mhm.
kids going through a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and so
Everyone was going through so much in that show.
they were.
Yeah. But
Um,
that's what made it fun to kind of like have to figure out and piece together, and
yeah,
like you'd be watching a show and it would contradict itself and you'd be like, did I miss something or did I we just not get there like yet, you know?
yeah. Because it's normally when I don't understand a show by like episode four,
Mhm.
like when we're halfway through the show and I'm still like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like I would be so frustrated. But it was one of those, like the show was like, okay, no, hold tight. You'll figure it out eventually.
Mhm.
Like you're not supposed to know what's happening, right? Um,
Yeah, it's like the the one like TikTok where it's like, hold my hand, keep holding, hold on.
Yeah.
That's literally
'Cause
what it is.
yeah, I remember while it was airing, like on social media, like the cast or like someone or like the whoever was running the social media account was always like, "You'll understand by the end." And at
Hmm.
one point, Bible was like, "Just watch it again.
Yeah,
Just watch it twice."
you genuinely need to watch it twice to understand
Yeah,
in like a
because
good
it's
way. Like you'll understand by the end of the show, but once
yeah,
you reach that, you'll want to go back and watch it with like a new lens, and
yeah,
then you'll be able to understand exactly like what's happening.
mm-hmm, yeah. Because I think that's makes it fun to watch again. Because there's until I got into BL, I was very against like rewatching shows. There's very few shows I would rewatch.
Hmm.
Supernatural is one, and like got Gilmore Girls. That's like the only two shows I would ever like rewatch. And like I got into BL and I'm like, okay, I can rewatch Love and There 50,000 times. I'm like, there's a few other shows, but like 4 minutes, I was like, I have to rewatch it. Like not because I don't understand, but like because I want to understand it more. Because like by the end, you understand the plot, but there's so much that happens that you're like, oh, that's why this happened.
Yeah, it's definitely I think rewatchability it's like one of the top shows up there. Like
Hmm.
I mean, I think even like I could watch it 3 times
Yeah,
and then I'd probably understand even more, you know.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we there was still a ton of stuff we missed.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, it's
I mean,
definitely
I
it's not a comfort show, but it's like
no.
it's it's like a brain teaser of a show.
Mm-hmm. What's your number two?
Okay, my number two. You'll have to tell me if this is yours or not. But
Mm-hmm.
my number two is Jack and Joker.
I don't know. I don't know if it's my number two. I'm torn. I'm torn because it has to be my number two because my number one wrecked me. Like
Yeah,
so it just it changed my life.
yeah. I'm with you there. So
Yeah. Okay. So
as
Jack and Joker's my number two.
as fantastic as Jack and Joker was, I do have one more above it.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, we've talked, I mean, a good amount about the
Yeah.
show.
I think it's clear why we like the show.
Yeah, I mean everything we've
Um.
like talked about it, about like Yin and War and their performances and Joke Joke's character and like um
Yin's
just
character too.
yeah,
Like
Yin's
Jack.
character of course too.
Like he had a very tough time.
Uh
and
Baby
and
Jack.
like his character wasn't allowed to be like as fun as like Jack was, right?
Mhm.
So he had to kind of keep everything together. He had to be really like stoic and like can like kind of tuck away his emotions and stuff like that. And that's
Yeah.
hard to do as well as an actor, right? Is to do that in a believable way that isn't just stiff.
Yeah, and I think
Um,
that also like reflects some of the show's themes about like class and stuff
mhm,
where like Yen's character Jack, he was forced to grow up like super fast and
mhm,
because of that he wasn't allowed to have fun and be silly and stuff. He like had to be more serious and mature and I think he like played and portrayed that super well.
mhm,
So, yeah, great show.
mhm.
um our number 1 then
This is my stand-in.
is my stand-in.
I l-
So good. This show genuinely wrecked me.
Yes. This while it was airing, I think I made it halfway through the show and I was like, I can't do this. And I immediately, like, I binged the novel in like a day and a half.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to know what's happening.
Yeah, I put off. This is another one where I put off as long as I possibly could till I couldn't anymore. And then I watched all, like, I think like 7 episodes in a day. And then I was caught up, of course. But,
hmm
I
It
just,
was,
this is a show too where, like, while it was airing, I couldn't think of anything else. So I would just, like,
no.
tell, like, all my friends and anyone I knew, like, about the show. I'd be like, listen, I'm watching the show right now. You have to hear about it.
Yeah, it was so good. I think that this was probably one of the first ones with the podcast where it was like as soon as it was over, we were like, "Hey, we can record now. Let's talk about it."
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I love the show. It's so hard to describe if you don't know anything about it or haven't seen it. Like I never know where to start cuz it's like so many layers.
yeah,
But
and it's there's very few red flag characters where I'm like, I'm colorblind.
yeah.
Vegas from Kinforce is one of them, and Ming from My Stand-In is another.
Yeah. I agree. I love Bing. It was a show where it was like I should not be rooting for these characters to get together. Like I absolutely
No.
should not be doing that, but I think I am.
Yeah,
And I
I
think
was full all in.
I know. I think at some point I even like messaged like in the Discord that we have, and I think I was like, "Hey guys, am I gonna get canceled if I want these two to get together?" Because it was like at a part of
No.
the show where it was like getting really rough, and then but I think that's definitely like the popular opinion, of course.
Mhm. No, absolutely.
Yeah, but I
'Cause
was kind of
it's
like, I don't know if I should be thinking this, but
like the alternative ship in there. I'm like, fine. It probably would have been a little more healthy. I don't think it would have been super healthy either, to be honest.
no,
But like it probably would have been a little more healthy. Um,
yeah. It's just like the
but
whole scenario too with the like just all of the plays on being a body
standard.
double or switching bodies cuz like Joe the main character he physically switches bodies with someone else and also he's
hmm
like the stunt double for this like one actor but also he's the body double in a relationship where the other person is pretending from his body that he's another guy. He's like
hmm
3 body doubles in one. It's like it's insane the layers to this show. So,
It was so well done. I And that was also how we got introduced to Mac.
Yes.
So, because I didn't know Mac before then, because I hadn't seen any of the shows he was in. So
Mm-mm.
I think we would have found him eventually. Um,
Yeah.
but it definitely sped that up. And then we got to interview him, which is crazy.
Oh
Um,
my god. Like full that was really a full circle moment, I feel,
hmm
because I don't yeah, just that was just like a show that we just like I don't know, we're just so like obsessed over and like
hmm
we just like loved it so much. And then to be able to interview one of the actors a couple weeks ago is literally crazy. So,
hmm
yeah.
So let's thank God for this podcast, if for
Um
no other reason other than that, to be honest.
yeah. Right. For many reasons, but especially
Yeah,
that. So,
right. So,
yeah. I just the show once I watched it, I was just like, yeah, this is one of my favorite shows I've just seen in general and yeah.
hmm yeah, it's definitely top show overall out of I think all of my BLs, I would say. It's my stand-in, and like Jack and Joker is a very close second for me.
Yeah.
Because Jack and Joker kind of took over my brain the same way my stand-in did there for a while. Um,
Yeah, I would agree. I really the two of them I think are quite close.
hmm
I think like I definitely think my stand-in though. That one had just like such a grip on me, such a
Yeah,
chokehold, if you will. So
yeah, because that one I watched through episode 6, and then I read the novel, and then I started rewatching. I think when you rewatched it,
I think
like,
so.
like it didn't even finish, and I was already like on to like rewatch.
Uh huh.
Um, just because it was so good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And
There's the
then
one episode. Not gonna spoil anything, but there's like a dinner party, and like this is where like tensions are the highest and shit keeps happening, and that I remember watching that episode and just being like, this is like some of the best television I've seen. I love anything
yeah.
that's like high tension. I'm
hmm
starting to learn that.
Yeah. I think that checks out for the top 3 for me with a lot of high tension.
Yeah, it's true. We do have a
Um,
couple like bonus awards as well.
yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to. Well, the first one I couldn't choose for this, but for best production house.
Yeah, I waffled back and forth. I feel like because at first I just defaulted to GMM, but I feel like that's just kind of like the reflex answer.
Uh huh.
But I don't even think I watched that many GMM last year. It's just I'm watching a lot right now. I think is what the bias is the ones I'm watching right now are really good.
Yeah.
Because Wandy was GMM, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else I watched last year that was GMM. Kidnap was GMM.
We
That
are, I
might have been it.
assume.
Yeah, but I didn't finish that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Only Boo, but
yeah,
you
I
didn't
think
watch that.
no. So I think the only GMM shows from last year that I watched was Wandy and Kidnap. Wow,
Oh wow, yeah.
I'm watching 4 of them right now.
Yeah.
um, so yeah. So I went with D Hup House, which is who did Jack and Joker.
Mhm.
Um, and they also did I think I Sell You My Dream. I think is what they did. And I thought they did My Stand-In, but I'm not seeing that now because it was YYDS.
Yeah.
Um,
That was the main
so
thing with this award was like I just like I don't know other than GMMTV, which is like easy to tell when they air a show. A lot of
yeah.
these shows I just like don't know who produced them. Yeah, so it's hard for me to like I don't know, give an award for this one.
Mhm.
I guess
So
GMM also did Peaceful Property, which
yeah,
I really liked. So
yeah. I
give
I
it to
have a
them,
strong
I
feeling
guess.
for 2025. Yeah,
But
2025. I think they'll be mine. Just
yeah,
depending on what from the 2025 lineup we get this year.
yeah. It,
Um.
there's so many good shows that they've announced, but we just don't know exactly when they're gonna come out. So
Mhm.
yeah.
The next one is best costumes. Um.
I have two answers for two different reasons.
Okay. I
Um,
think I can guess on one of them.
yeah, share yours, cause
So I only picked Jack and Joker.
mhm.
Everyone's outfits were great. There were some kind of goofy moments with them, like the the one son with like his like modeling outfits or whatever were kind of ridiculous. But I think the others, it suited the characters really well, and it just kind of fit the theme and the vibe and whatever. So.
Yeah, I thought like oh my god, costuming specifically for Jack and Joker because of all of Joke's like disguises and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, that
thought
too, yeah.
specifically were so good. Like he was always like dressed up like in wigs and outfits, and he always looked like so good and always so different. Like
I know there was at least one of them in the preview. It took me a minute to realize it was even going to be him.
yeah, well when he was dressed up as a girl, it took me a
Yeah.
minute. I was like, oh my god, that's Joke. This is a very pretty lady. So yeah, I thought their costuming was like really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I also special mention to 1,000 Years Old. Not so much costuming, I don't think it'd be, but just like styling in general.
Mm-hmm.
I thought everyone's outfits were so cute in that show. Like the colors were so nice, and everyone looked adorable all the time. So
Yeah, they were, for the most part, everyone was in pretty bright clothing for the show, which is a
yeah,
little surprising, I would say, for the vampires. You always think like darker clothes or whatever.
yeah, right.
And I think maybe BB's character was probably on the darker side,
Hmm.
but outside of that, everyone was in fun colors, and it was such a fun show. You guys should just really watch.
Yeah, you should. That's like the main
I feel
takeaway
like,
from today.
yeah. I think that was our like takeaway from the actual episode too, of like you guys should just really watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And then we have I'm gonna combine these two
Okay.
because we have best and worst product placement. For best, I think we're in agreement,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah, and that is in 4 minutes. The Durex like condoms and lube.
I died laughing the first time. They're like, they pull out a condom and then they do like the insert shot of just like all the Durex condoms and like all the Durex lube, and I was like, this is so ridiculous. I love it.
It was so funny, and it was more unexpected than it should have been. I feel like.
I definitely never seen that before. I don't think.
No, no, like there's been like condoms in shows, but
Mhm.
never like branded. Like,
Yeah. Like it's always funny when something's sponsored because like they always have to have the actors like hold it in a certain way with like the label out, or there's always like an insert of just like the product looking really nice with like the brand and stuff.
Mhm.
And so they would have like shots of like that in the middle of this like super serious, super dark and like crazy show, and then it's just like Durex condoms. And then they go back to like being butt naked. So I loved it. What an iconic and perfect sponsor.
And then a worse product placement was the Choco Pies and Kidnap. Like, I know you didn't watch it. I've never seen that much advertising for anything in any show ever. Like, it was so constant. I swear to God, like every other scene, Ohm was like, "Do you want a choco pie? Here, let me eat this choco pie." Like constantly. Like that was a core part of his personality.
I love choco pies, but yeah, sounds like
Right?
a
Like
lot.
I like choco pies. I don't mind seeing them sponsored in. It's obvious when they are. It's fine, but it was excessive.
Yeah.
It was so excessive. I was just like, "Oh my God, please, please stop." I'm like, I never want to see another choco pie in my life.
No, it's the opposite effect they want to have.
Right? Because other than that, like, Kidnap was a great show. There's not a whole lot of kidnapping. Like, even like Gaga Ooh La La was like making fun of it themselves on the thing. It's a show called Kidnapping without any kidnapping.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's where we're at with that show. But like, they should have just named the show Choco Pie.
Choco Pie the series.
Right? Like, that's what it felt like there for a while. I was like, can we not? Like, they're like in the middle of like a serious conversation. I was like, I need a snack to think. Let me eat this Choco Pie. And I'm like, what are we doing?
That's so funny.
Or like if Ohm needed to shut somebody up, he shoved a Choco Pie in their mouth. Like it just constant.
I need to watch that show. That sounds like horrible and hilarious at the same
Yeah,
time.
like the rest of the show is great. Like there's a lot that happens and it's very dramatic and very stressful and high tension, honestly. It fits in with all of that, but it just the choco pies. I just can't.
Yeah. Fortunately, I feel like a lot of shows this year didn't have like any super obvious bad product placement that stuck out to me. Like, I think we're kind of moving away from that a
Yeah.
little more, which, like, I guess makes sense because I feel like probably shows are getting more fans and more funding, and they have probably less need
Mm-hmm.
for product placement and stuff. But yeah, I've noticed
Yeah.
just like recently, I think the product placement I've been seeing like in the last couple months or so is like cars. Like
Yeah.
I think in like Tampo, like they'll get in a car and then they'll show like the car logo first, but it's not super like obvious or anything.
In Tampo, they actually got really good at how subtle it is because it's also the drinks.
Oh yeah, that's
Which,
true. Yeah.
which I didn't catch until somebody was tweeting about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that was marketing. I didn't even catch because it just fit into the show like a normal thing.
Yeah, yeah. They've been doing a lot better at like making it more subtle these days,
Yeah.
I feel. So yeah, I feel like was trying to think about it. I was like nothing really stands out to me cuz I'm like last year it
No.
would have been the Pit Babe like toothbrush
Oh my
or
God. Yes.
toothpaste whatever it was. But yeah, this year I was like I don't all I
Yeah.
remember is the Durex.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Like I don't know that I've seen anything in the Heart Killers. I mean, I guess it's probably the cars there too, like Jung's Jeep or whatever.
Oh,
Um,
maybe.
like maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't even remember like
but outside of that, I can't think of anything else that would have been a sponsor unless like maybe the drinks there too. It's probably the drinks. 'Cause at least Jung and Dunk are constantly like drinking something, I think.
Yeah, I've gotten
Maybe
really
not
good at like
constantly, but yeah.
tuning it out too. So
Hmm.
I just like don't really remember anymore because I'm just like so like yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. There was one show I was watching where it was really obvious because they like zoomed in on like somebody like drinking it with like the like label, and then like after that they like zoomed in on like his Adam's
Oh
apple.
my
I was
god,
like,
that's too much.
What are we doing?
Back up a little.
And yeah, but there hasn't really, besides the choco pie thing, there hasn't been anything that was really obvious besides, I guess, again, the condoms,
Hmm.
because it was so out of left field.
Yeah, that's a product too where you just can't be subtle about it. It has to
No.
be like in your face, and I love it.
Hmm.
Why not? Like fuck it.
Yeah, whatever gets us the show.
Yeah.
Except maybe so many choco pies.
Yeah.
Um, is there any other categories you can think of?
Mm, I
So
don't
I'm
think
gonna say
so.
best red flag, but that's just Ming.
That's just
Like,
Ming. Yeah.
like I can't even think of any other red flags this year that like matter,
Mm-mm.
right?
The characters in 4 minutes were both kind of red flaggy, but because
Yeah.
they were both equal or similar amounts of red flag, it didn't really feel like is is a flag more red than the other if they're both red? You know?
I mean, I feel like there's like shades of red, but in the end, I don't know that those shades always matter.
Yeah.
So
Because I feel like
it's
in
like
my stand-in, because it's so like what makes Ming such a red flag is because Joe is such a green flag, and so
yeah,
Ming is more red because he's doing like bad things to this good person. But in 4 minute, they're both kind of like people doing things to each other. So it's like, is it really bad?
yeah. I mean, I feel like Bible's character is more of an idiot than like a red flag, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he does really bad things, but like at the same time, like a lot of it is just being around really shitty people.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean his
cause
friends are way more red flag.
yeah,
Yeah.
cause like. Because I'm trying to think, because like one of the first things he does, and the spoilers, whatever, is like when he hits the lady.
Mm-hmm.
Like hitting the lady was not his fault, right? She
No.
stepped out in front of his car intentionally, but like maybe he shouldn't have left, you know? Like maybe you shouldn't do that part. So that's a
No.
problem.
Yeah.
Um,
At first, when I was watching the show, I was like, "Oh, Bible's character, he's kind of a good person, or he's like, making steps to become a better person." But then when you like
he's
realize what's
not.
happening and you go back, you're like, "Oh, so the good like things didn't
It
really,
never
it
happened.
never
Yeah.
happened. He's actually just kind of like a spoiled rich boy who doesn't have to deal with consequences.
Yeah, I think for a lot of it though is he's just the product of a situation, right?
Yeah.
Because like he had nothing to do with the lady trying to commit suicide, right?
No.
Um,
But he did help
yeah,
dump a body.
yeah, he did. And I mean, obviously that's a problem,
Yeah.
but like also if you're a spoiled rich kid and your friend just killed somebody, what else are you gonna do?
Oh my god.
Because well, I mean, I guess maybe he didn't know what his family was up to because his brother
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah, that's
what his
true.
family was up
He
to.
probably
So,
didn't then. I
yeah.
think
So, I
everything
mean,
else is excusable for him
except maybe the dumping
except
the
dumping the
body.
body.
Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, like I'm not trying to justify. He's not a
Hmm.
good person. Like 100%.
Yeah.
I would honestly I'd say he's beige.
Yeah, yeah. He's not an evil person by any means. He's
No.
just made some bad decisions and maybe doesn't have as much empathy for people as normal people have.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, but yeah, as far as red flag characters go though, Ming is
It's
everything.
got to be Ming. So.
There's a clip during 4 Minute PR where Bible is like reading some comments from people, and somebody goes, "Vegas is kind of a red flag," and Vegas was his character in Ken Porsche, who is very much a red flag,
Uh.
but is one where literally everybody's like, I'm colorblind, looks green to me," um, and so he reads that comment of Vegas is kind of a red flag. He goes, "No, Vegas is a red flag," and that's kind of how I feel about Ming, where I'm like, Ming was kind of a red flag, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Alex.
Meng was a red flag, but
He was, but I am again colorblind.
yeah. I also just liked his character.
Yeah,
Like even if there could be a bad character, but you can still like them. You know,
yeah.
like
A
bad
lot
as
of
in
times
just
there's
like not a good person, but you know.
yeah, maybe not in BL, but like in a lot of other stories and like books and stuff, I tend to actually like the villain more
Yeah, I
because
always love the villains.
yeah, because it's they're always the more interesting character.
Mhm.
Because I don't need them to be a good person. I just need them to be interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
it was a good year for shows, and I think it's only gonna get better from here.
Mhm.
Um, because I guess as the market expands, we'll see more and more.
I know. Yeah, there are so many upcoming shows that I'm like just
Yes.
like I like, literally cannot wait. And a
Yeah.
lot of them too, like the Fourth and Gemini one, we're not getting for like, minimum
Oh,
a
a
year.
year. Yeah.
But
I think it'll be worth the wait.
yeah, I'm gonna try to
So.
watch. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to watch. It's so hard because like I want to watch the shows that are airing, but I also want to catch up on the shows that like I just kind of missed, like they finished airing.
Hmm.
But then there are also like older shows from years ago that I didn't watch, and like I want to watch those too.
Yeah. That's what my weekends are dedicated to.
Yeah, and then I bought an e-reader and that came in today, so I'm like
Oh, nice.
gotta read my books.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to do an episode sometime on like BL novels
Hmm.
or something. Because I know like you've read some that shows are based on that
Yeah.
I haven't read, but I've read just in general. Like I don't like just
Yeah.
gay romance novels too. I don't know, not Thai
Yeah.
specific, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, for the Americans that are listening, Target has started selling books from Seven Seas. Um,
Is that? Oh yeah, it was Target. Yeah, I
yeah,
was
it
thinking
was
Barnes and
Target.
Noble, but
They also do.
okay.
Barnes and Noble has some books. I don't know if they have the Seven Seas ones because they had the Ken Porsche ones, and I forgot there was one other one I think they had. But
Hmm.
then I went over to Target, and Target I think has Ken Porsche as well. But
Yeah,
then they had a ton from Seven Seas, which I think is a big name, right?
they're
In
pretty much the only Danmei publisher in
yeah.
English, I believe. I know people have like at least like Chinese people have some beef with the quality of their translations.
Oh, okay.
At least for like when I was reading the Grandmasters of Demonic Cultivation slash the Untamed slash whatever. I know that was like kind of a critique on it, and like
Hmm.
you know, I think it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't even live up to the like original text and stuff, but I
Yeah.
think like that was one critique where they were like, well, it's the only legal place to read it, so
Yeah.
But
I'll say my bar is low because I've had to rely on fan translations for some of these, and
yeah, it'll be better than
I
a fan
appreciate it.
translation for sure.
Yeah,
But
I appreciate the fan translations.
hmm
I pay monthly into somebody who does translations.
hmm
Um, but they are very much fan
yeah,
translations.
yeah, yeah. We appreciate your
Um,
service for sure. But
yes. I'm reading, I am supporting as I can, but like it's more literal than it should be
yeah,
a lot of the times, which I think if you're going to do a translation is the safe way to do it is a more of a word for word than to take that liberties that you can if you have contact with the publishing company or whatever.
hmm
So,
yeah, yeah. I'm pretty lucky. My like favorite local bookshop, they have a bunch of like Chinese BL novels. So
nice.
yeah, it's where I got all my like the Untamed books, and they had a bunch more too. So in my library, I was like, I should just rent these from the library because they're like expensive.
Yeah,
So
that's the one reason I haven't just like bought everything from Target
mhm.
is because it's like $30 a book and I'm like that's a lot of
Yeah,
money.
and there's like 5 books always. So
Yeah. It's been fun. In the comments here on Twitter or whatever, you should let us know what your favorites from the different categories are. Especially I would say top shows. I want to know what everyone's are. What did we miss
yes,
by not watching?
please.
Um, let us add to our to watch list. Um, and then you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at bl.in.the.air. Um, if TikTok still exists, we'll
Yeah.
see. And otherwise, you can find us on Twitter, which is probably where we're most active, at BL in the air. Outside of that, we're also super active on our Discord. The easiest way to find us there is we have the link tree with all the links to everything anyway. So the invite is there. I never shut up in there.
And I appreciate it because I'm always behind on news. So
Yeah, that's my like Stan Twitter account is nothing but like BL now. It used to be nothing but K-pop, and now it's like a little bit of K-pop and just like BL, which is partially because the actors are also active on there.
hmm
Um, Jung is always doing Jung. God, Jung posted a video. I think it was either yesterday or today, of him making a steak, right?
okay.
But apparently it was terrible.
Oh.
Like he took a bite, like in the video, like it's a super high quality production of him like taking the steak out and like putting olive oil on it for some reason and then like searing it in the pan and then him cut like super high like production value and like it's all about like arm shots and all this and then it's him sitting down and he takes a bite and he just a horrified face, right?
No, that's
And
so
so
sad.
and then he was on Twitter and I think it's his little brother is in like a hospital bed with like IVs in his hands or something like that. And the caption is like he ate the steak. And then he replied the tweet. He goes, "I'm just kidding. He's sick." And I'm like, "That's not much better." I'm like, "I hope he's okay." I'm
That's
assuming
so
because
funny.
there's laughing emojis that it's all fine and he's gonna be fine. But like, dude.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
So yeah, so that's what my Twitter looks like now.
Yeah.
Um, that and whatever Mech's tweeting.
Yeah.
So besides that, we're streaming wherever you're listening. We're now on video, so Spotify video, and also we're on YouTube.
Yay.
So you can watch us on there too with the videos now. That's a new one for us. I'm still getting used to this camera thing.
I know. I usually just sit and like fiddle with stuff the whole time, and now I'm
Yeah.
like trying to keep it to a minimum.
Right? Like a lot of times it like we'll come up with like a point of like I don't remember what this was. Let me like search it real quick, and I'm like, okay, maybe not stare at my cell phone the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can catch us there. Always feel free to say hi. Honestly, get super excited when somebody says hi to me.
Yeah. Me too.
But yeah, links to everything is in the link tree, should be in the description, and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.